Howdy, I'm Arthur Perkins, and this is APGamingREAL. Welcome to the first episode of Warhammer 40K Wrath&Glory Dark Inquisition. This will be a show combining the Warhammer 40K Tabletop RPG Wrath&Glory with the war game Warhammer 40K 8th Edition. Our characters will go through inquisitorial investigations and storylines, and at certain points in the story, we will move up to doing table battles, me or a guest antagonist versus the players. So let's introduce everybody. Let me ask some questions. Sid Alpha, who are you?
Yes, I am Sid Alpha. I'm here. I'm present. I'll be playing Antipho Renatus. He is a Tempestus Scion, and goes walking around with a big old hotshot volley gun.
Fascinating.
Causing damage.
Sid, when you're not here, what do you do?
Not much of anything, really.
Okay, I believe that's a lie. You can try that one again, though.
When I'm not here, wrecking Arthur's streams and generally causing chaos and mayhem, I have my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/SidAlpha, where I do a lot of industry commentary, video game news, and that nature. And I also rabble rouse and troll people on Twitter all the time.
That last one is the most true thing I think you said, given what I know about you. Pondo, or some people know you, Pondo the Mad, who are you?
Hi, I am Pondo, or Pondo the Mad. I typically play games and stuff on Twitch or YouTube, with respective Twitch, YouTube or Twitch/Pondo the Mad. I am playing Lycus Centauro. He is a Inquisitorial Acolyte, where he is a bit of a skill monkey.
Okay.
He could pretty much literally do everything.
When you aren't here, Pondo, what are you doing?
I work, and
Of course, as we all do. But what else do you do?
I play video games, sometimes on my YouTube or Twitch, at YouTube or Twitch/Pondo the Mad.
Anything else?
That's about it.
You don't have any particular commitments to any play-by-post servers for text-based Discord 5th edition games?
Not at the moment.
Not at the... Really?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I just kind of slowly...
Okay. All right, my bad. I thought you were still doing that. Man, I'm out of the loop. Okay. Grimdark James. James. Let's just go ahead and figure out who you are.
Oh, hi, I'm James, or Grimdark James, if you prefer. I will be playing Eshairr today, a Eldar Ranger. I thought I'd give the group a point to focus their hatred on other than just Arthur. So by playing a Xenos in an Inquisition campaign.
Don't worry, the hatred for me will still be strong. When you aren't here, what do you do?
So I host a multi-Emmy nominated gaming podcast about 40K, or particularly 40K RPGs. And I have run some streamed games on YouTube in the past, so you can probably find my Dark Heresy Second Ed back catalogue there, but not for a long time, and it didn't get concluded. So don't go in there if you're looking for a conclusion to the plot. Just want to see people play Dark Heresy. That's what it's there for.
And I'm looking here in this Wrath&Glory PDF, the core rulebook. Is that your name in the playtest section?
Someone in the playtest section has my name. I'm guessing if there's some sort of NDA in place that playtesters couldn't identify themselves even after their names appear in the book,
really?
Which is odd.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. Well, I would never want to tempt someone to break... Well, actually, I would tempt several people to break NDAs, but not this one. Not this particular NDA. Atomic Spoon. Who are you?
Unfortunately. The Atomic Spoon. I will be reprising the role of Kalrak Malkos, who is an Iron Hands scout, and I'll be blamming some people in the name of the Emperor. The Flex this week. On Wednesdays, you find me on Arthur's New Game Plus, the 5e game, where I'm the angry, very so angry dwarf. And other than that, man, pretty much sit at home all day, argue with idiots on the internet, and put models of tanks and planes and getting back in Warhammer. So it's going to be fun.
I think you need to include that you are the most Texas dwarf that has ever lived.
We're here. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So, next round of questions. I'm going to be going around to everybody. I'm going to kick this one off. The next set of questions is, what's your level of experience with tabletop RPGs, wargaming, and Warhammer 40K? I, of course, have been running the stream. July 26th will be 6 years, the start of 6 years. I would say I probably have about 11 years of tabletop RPG experience. My wargaming experience is limited to BattleTech. That's it. And my experience with Warhammer 40K, I watched Dark Heresy. It was excellent and amazing. And I've played Armada? Battlefleet Gothic Armada, something. I got about halfway through before I got bored. It's not a bad game, it's just the same over and over. Sid, tabletop RPGs, wargaming, Warhammer 40K. What do you got?
Tabletop RPGs. Most of my tabletop RPG experiences come about on this channel with APGamingREAL for the past several years. As far as wargaming experience concerned, most of that is also BattleTech. And when it comes to Warhammer 40K specifically, the actual tabletop component I've never played outside of our playtests. And however, I have played pretty much every Warhammer 40K video game that's ever came out, every Warhammer video game that's ever come out, and I have read a couple of the books. That's not saying much because there are a lot of books, but I'm slightly above the initiate level when it comes to the Warhammer lore, but nowhere near what I would consider proficient.
Okay. Pondo.
I've been in the TTRPG scene since maybe 5 or 6 years ago. First one being a very off the wall one, being Pokemon Tabletop United, which is
No, please continue.
What it was. I don't know how that one became my. Well, I do know because I know Pokemon a little too well. Which I'm also on the kind of offshoot, onshoot type of thing. Well, how can I describe the Monday thing with the Pokemon?
It's a pre-recorded Pokemon custom blend from the OVA RPG system. Yeah.
So that was my first experience, and then the first experience with D&D would be AP's first play by post of Winter's Edge.
Okay.
Which was, and after that, I've kind of been looking about other systems and whatnot, and I've actually mainly been doing DMing myself rather than playing. Other than BattleTech, which is also my first experience with a war game that goes on tabletop, not necessarily like Total War or anything like that.
Well, you're playing Total Warhammer now. You just got to smite all those chaos heretics.
Yeah.
Hey, James. This is going to be an unbelievable answer. Tabletop RPG, Wargaming, Warhammer 40K.
Okay, so let me think. I started role-playing with D&D in 1986. So what's that?
That was the year I was born, just to be clear.
33 years ago, yeah. So been doing that ever since. I worked for Games Workshop when they first opened in Australia. So I was one of the managers at their first store. I've run a lot of conventions. So I used to be the vice president of the major association for running role-playing and gaming conventions in Australia for about 6 years. I've also run a bunch of LARPs, both fantasy and sci-fi, including a 40K LARP for 4 years. And so as online gaming goes, really it's only been something I've done since meeting Arthur. So I sort of came in through the fact I'm a Catalyst Labs demo team agent for Shadowrun and BattleTech, and I found Arthur's BattleTech show through that and reached out to Arthur. So sort of, Arthur's been one that's introduced me to streaming and gaming online. But yeah, a lot of the time I sort of play some game or other probably nowadays once or twice a fortnight at the moment. So I actually literally played Wrath&Glory less than 24 hours ago with my tabletop group.
All right. Atomic?
Oh, let's see. I started with 3.5 back in early high school. So let's see, when did I graduate? 09. So yeah, I started
linear fighters.
3.5, and then I started playing Pathfinder. Played a lot of Pathfinder. And then started some 5e with Arthur. I played Stars Without Number, Cyberpunk, a bunch of games there. Whatever. As far as Warhammer goes, I played a bit of 5th with a buddy of mine had a Chaos Army that I would use, and then I played a little bit of 6th, and then I haven't really played since then, just due to moves, and my buddy moved away, took his stuff, and I'm poor, so that was the whole thing. I've played pretty much all of the video games, and then I've also played Battlefleet Gothic on tabletop, and then I've read. Let's see, I own, I want to say 70 something books in the Horus Heresy series, and I've read 60 something of them. And then a bunch of the other stuff pre the Horus Heresy series. So I know quite a bit. I'm a filthy chaos boy. So that's me.
This heretic. How dare you come on this show that is about the Inquisition for the Inquisition?
The dice tattoo, because I couldn't, I have to.
The Emperor is protecting us right now from you. Okay, so let's talk about some more general information. You can pick up Wrath&Glory on DriveThruRPG. You can also head to twitch.tv/APGamingREAL in order to use the store link to DriveThruRPG. If you want to pick up the game through that, you can support the stream. Wrath&Glory is about to get an update by a new company called Cubicle 7 with rules revising, streamlining, and new character archetypes. The re-release is available free to anyone who purchases the current copy now before the update. Physical copies will be able to get a PDF update, but be aware that between these issues and my own inexperience with the rule set throughout the game, we may need to make minor character adjustments or house rules. When the new system comes out, we will be shifting over it with the new errata. Players, any questions before we get started for real? Like real?
Negative.
Okay.
How do we play?
All right, great. So, let us begin. It is the 42nd millennia, and mankind is once again at war. The thousand planets of the Imperium of Man burn with the fires of violence and purity, in an eternal crusade against the heretic Xenos and Daemon. Seated in the golden throne, the Emperor of Mankind slowly withers, his psychic force a beacon to all called the Astronomicon. Through its light, warp travel between far-flung systems is possible, the lifeblood of trade and administration of the human people. With the coming of the new millennia was the Cicatrix Maledictum, a rip in the fabric of reality that tore the Imperium of Man in two, those who could see the light of the Astronomicon, and those who could not. The latter live in the Dark Imperium, beyond the reach of aid, all travel slowed or halted entirely, all ability to send tithe and receive troops stopped. Subsector Regnum Albion is but one of the systems of mankind. Located near Vengeance in the eastern fringe, its ability to see the Astronomicon was dimmed considerably even before the Cicatrix Maledictum. Now, in total darkness, the system hopes and prays not to fall to ruin. A secret organization formed in the Emperor's name, the Holy Orders of the Emperor's Inquisition, toil in strife. In these fell times, order must be maintained. Heresy must be rooted out before its cold clutch rips the hearts from men and turns them to the ancient enemy Chaos. The witch, the mutant, the heretic, all citizens with loyal hearts are wary of these. It is the Inquisition who roots them out. As our screen fades in from black, we find ourselves in an office. Skulls adorn the shelves. Vox and cogitators the walls. Strange pipes twist from the ceiling to create a low feeling. The light is red and low, with a dim hum of machinery that shakes the bones, and the smell of reprocessed air that hangs stale with a chemical taste. Behind the desk, tall and grim, is Inquisitor Calidus Cinevis. While on the hunt, perhaps he dresses himself with more subtlety, but here, in this hidden fortress, within his own office, he adorns himself with the guise of the witch hunter. The hat, the cloak, the imperial rosette declaring to all that this man has unquestioned access to anything that he wants, up to authorizing the destruction of planets. So, as the camera pulls back and looks around the room, why don't we have each of you describe your characters, standing before Inquisitor Calidus Cinevis's desk? So we're going to start with you, because we're going to go clockwise again.
All right. Well, Antipho is your fairly average, stereotypical Tempestus Scion. He's standing there, medium build, fairly lean, looking about mid-40s to 50s, extremely tan, with a mustache, replete with red beret and weaponry all over his person. Usually with a somewhat unreadable expression on his face.
Mondo, what can you tell us about Lycus?
Lycus is in about 5'8", so close to about average height. Long blonde hair, blue eyes. One of them cybernetic. Ultimately, he's got more of an Anglo-Saxon type of look to him, as he has a. He also has a. What was it called? Rosette.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the Inquisitorial rosette on a necklace, chain necklace, covers his chest.
It's not one of those official rosettes that you get when you're Inquisitor.
No,
it's one of
it's
those little
like
mini pins.
It's like the Inquisitor in training.
Because you're an Acolyte.
Yeah.
Okay. Eshairr, you're non-human. What do you look like?
Yeah, so Eshairr's probably standing a pace or so away from the rest of the group in a sort of just that little uncomfortable distance, and is sort of shifting awkwardly from foot to foot. So she's probably got she wears, main thing is a heavy brown coat over the top of her armor with a hood on the top, which is still pulled up, but she's pulled down. She normally has a scarf that covers the front of her face, but in these sort of circumstances, she's pulled that down. She's definitely got that uncanny valley look that Eldar have, where everything about her is too much. So her face is too symmetrical. Her eyes are a touch too blue to really pass for something completely human. She almost looks manufactured in that way. So if you take the pictures of celebrities where they cut their face in the middle and they mirror one face to the other side, it's like that, where they just don't look quite right because of or don't look quite human because of those features. But you can't really say it's because of this or that. It just feels strange. And under her coat, she's just got black armor, probably not carrying her rifle in here anyway. So just standing awkwardly to one side, probably if there's a wall nearby, leaning against the wall, but looking clearly uncomfortable.
How do you feel about having your shoulder near a skull?
No problem there.
Okay, all right. Then, yeah, you're leaning up against the skull shelf. One of the skulls starts hovering, and we can see that it's a servo skull when you bump into it, and then it just settles back down again and looks at you awkwardly. Atomic?
I return that look.
Atomic, what can you tell me about Scout Kalrak?
Well, I mean, he's buzz cut. He's about 7'4", so he's not quite up to full Astartes height yet, but he's getting there. He's getting there.
He's a growing boy.
He's a growing boy. He's got the black carapace armor. He's got that chiseled jawline that all Astartes come standard issue with. He's got when he walks, there's a slight mechanical whir as he's got these sweet cybernetic legs. I mean, he doesn't have too many scars, but he's definitely earned some in combat. He's got a nice tattered camo cloak draped over his back, and as always, cradling his sweet bolt gun that he uses to purge the heretics.
So, are there any markings on your armor that might indicate which chapter you belong to?
Yeah, there is an iron fist, like kind of splayed out on his left pauldron in white. and then he's got the golden aquila on his chest. I think people can see it in the character art when it rotates around.
Mm-hmm. I think they're still figuring out who to associate with what, but hopefully this helped them pull it together. So the Inquisitor leans forward and steeples his fingers at his desk and says, "Agents, you have been gathered together today to form a new Inquisitorial war band. I have need of your services, and I have bargained with those whom you belong to in order to acquire your services. But know this, that you are nothing to the Imperium, but a speck of dust. You will complete your tasks as you have been authorized to, and should you so doing, you will still be nothing but a speck of dust before the Emperor's great and holy light." As he's talking, he's looking directly at Eshairr. Outside this room, there are Vox terminals. When we are done here, you will speak with the heads of your various factions in order to acquire from them additional funding or troops. The 4 of you will not only be serving as investigators, but you will be training in strategic command. My Acolyte here needs to be prepared if he is to take the next step forward in his particular training. Battlefield command, interrogation, investigation, all of these are necessary skills for him, and you are but tools in his box. For now, your first investigation begins on this world, and so I welcome you to Regnum Prime, home of Lord Governor Colm Humes. You will head to the tertiary data vault Hoplon beneath the Governor's Palace, and there you will find a certain document, Alpha TAC A. When you have found Alpha TAC A, you will bring it back to me without reading it. How you carry out your mission is of the utmost importance to me, and I will expect all of you to report on each other if there is anything even remotely heretical about you. Are we at an understanding?
Perfectly clear.
Understood.
The rest of you are dismissed. Acolyte, remain.
Yes, sir.
As the rest of you file out, the Inquisitor stands from his desk and turns to face away and says, "How do you rate your comrades, Acolyte?"
They all have their uses. Seem most perfectly capable. Definitely provide some muscle where I currently lack at the moment. I do not know of their investigative skills or people skills, but definitely should have some good combat experience between all of them.
Keep your mind open and your ideas closed. Do not allow them to sway you from the path that you have begun, but know all that you can about them if you are to use them properly.
Of course.
As for you, I have an additional mission.
And what shall it be?
Several members of the Adeptus Sororita and the Ministorum within this planet have been lacking in their faith. I have gathered them in a location nearby, Prison Complex B TAC 115. You will travel there, speak with the guilty, and determine which of them, if any, can be made into penitent engines, war machines driven by their repentant faith for the Emperor. They will serve in finality as a penitent engine, and any of them that you wish will be added to your force, but only the truly repentant may join. Do we have an understanding?
Understand perfectly.
Then go and make your judgments.
Lycus will just Salute, I'm guessing. Feels like that's an appropriate response, and just
And Acolyte,
march. Yes, sir.
I believe that we are now on a first-name basis, so you may call me by my first name, Inquisitor.
Yes, Inquisitor.
That was an attempt at levity, Acolyte.
Of course. Shall I be going, Inquisitor?
Indeed.
Very well. Just turn around and
So
walk out.
So, Pondo, a typical non-military greeting would be to make the sign of the Aquila. So,
Like,
yeah.
like that.
yeah.
Wait, what was that? That wasn't the Aquila. Atomic, I saw that shit.
It's the Adeptus Mechanicus. It's the
Okay,
cog.
all
The cog
right.
Mechanicus.
I thought it was some chaos heresy up in here. I don't know the chaos signs. I assume it's the middle
Chaos
finger.
don't have sweet gang signs.
I don't know. I really feel like Slanesh would be totally down with gang signs.
Yeah, well, we don't. Slanesh is weird. We don't talk about Slanesh.
So the three of you gather in the chamber outside of the Inquisitor's office. You're in a hidden monastery fortress that the Inquisition operates underneath the capital of Regnum Prime. And there are several terminals through which you can contact the leaders of your factions if you wish to try to get additional missions or gain additional forces for when we move to the larger tabletop.
Was the expectation of the Inquisitor that we were to do that now? Like, if
If
we
you
need
want
to do that now?
You can do it now. Are you
I
heading
want
somewhere
to
to contact somebody, Eshairr?
I wouldn't have hesitated. I've already, when he
Oh,
comes
you're
out.
already in the phone booth.
Yeah.
You sit down and make a call to your Tempestus Prime, Prime Gurin Kinshal. Kinshal is a particularly large man. He's roughly just short of 7 feet. Dark skin, kind of a very handsome look about him. You can tell that he's still in training to become a commissar, but even in a video call with you, he's still got his sword out and is holding it high for really no apparent reason. Antipho!
I'm surprised your arm isn't tied yet.
I'm practicing. You know how hard it is to kill orcs out of the front side of a tank? It's incredibly difficult.
If you say so, sir.
You have to practice for hours every day to get that arm strength for the chopping.
Well, it's a good thing there's so many of the blasted things, then.
I let the Emperor just fill my muscles with extra power.
Right.
Look, Antipho, there's been an issue. We've devoted several Tempestus Scion squads to you at the Inquisitor's request, and I look forward to helping serve in your retinue, or whatever they're calling it.
I wasn't aware the Inquisitor made requests.
I suppose he, like, complete seriousness all of a sudden. I suppose he doesn't. He asked politely, at least. There's been a bureaucratic nightmare between the Munitorium, the Mechanicus, and the Astra Militarum. There was a delivery of a Leman Russ tank that was meant for us. However, there's been some sort of delay. I'm told by the Administratum it could be upwards of 2 years before they release the tank. Obviously, that's unacceptable.
Indeed, completely.
Even a delay of 2 weeks could ruin our battle readiness. I want you to head to the Munitorium, find the relevant parties, and settle this. I know it's not something you would normally do, but obviously I'm busy.
Of course, all of the practicing.
Right.
Very well. I shall procure this tank.
Excellent.
Paperwork montage.
The Vox, yeah, the Vox clicks out.
I'll try and procure some small arms, maybe, to give us more of a punch.
Okay. Yeah, so before we do any rolling, then let's hand out the basics. All right, let's make sure this doesn't mess up when we flip over here. Boom! Wow, you know, I'm so glad it worked on the first time. I got to tell you, there's always a technical issue when you start the first episode of a stream. It always happens every single show. So I can't wait for this one. But each of you is getting... Oh, there it is. That wasn't a technical issue. It was just a mistake on my part. Everybody here gets 2 points of wrath going forward.
I already got mine.
You stole my wrath coins?
No, I just procured the ones that I was owed.
Oh, boy. Wow. Procured the ones that I was owed. Okay.
Spoken like a true Inquisitor.
Before we get like really into it, I said it in chat, but I apologize if anybody hears my AC. I live in just west of Daytona Beach. It's hot
fine.
as fuck.
There are technical issues with Pondo's camera. Yes, there are.
There are?
Yeah, you're...
Oh.
When I did your camera
face
before,
cut,
you
man.
were sitting in a different location.
Well,
It's fine. I'm moving it. It's perfectly all right. No, we're good. All right, so I get 4 points of wrath, 1 for each player, and then each of you will get 1 campaign card. So let's shuffle, and then deal to all seated players, except myself. Okay, no one needs more DACA anyway. That is not helpful. Would everyone like to reveal what wrath card they have? Because I can't see them.
I have, and they shall know no fear. I can barely read it, but through blood and fire, I can't read it.
How do you zoom in again on the cards?
If you hold Alt.
Alt. Okay.
From what I can tell, it says make a brief but inspiring statement. All
protagonists gain +2 dice to resolve test until the end of scene. Add 1 glory. That last one is pretty important. Adding a glory is a pretty good deal.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just dragging everybody's card out of their thing so I can see it.
Because I'm probably going to waste my glory right away because I do the same thing in Savage Worlds where they have a thing called Bennies, which lets you do rerolls.
I have the Astronomicon's Light, which play to recall a memory, fact, or other piece of information pertinent to the current scene. Adds 1 glory.
What? These are so much better than the playtest ones that we got.
Oh no, wait for mine. I have Martyrdom. Play this card to achieve a significant goal. Your character perishes in the process.
What?
So
That's a terrible card.
All protagonists gain 1 wrath. Alternatively, discard to gain 1 wrath and draw a new card. I'm going to play that right now to
Okay.
gain 1 wrath.
the you kill yourself part.
What color are you? Red?
That's
Yep.
It's pretty
Yep.
great. There's a card that's like, hey,
Well,
you can
congratulations, you've got 1 wrath. Your new card is
More DACA.
DACA.
Play while making an attack that uses reloads. You regain any reload spent during the attack and may add 1d to the damage to the attack test.
Much better. I have Perils of the Warp. Fear not the Psyker. Fear instead what the Psyker can do. Play to cause any Psyker in the scene to immediately draw and resolve a card from the Perils of the Warp deck or roll on the chart. All protagonists gain 1 wrath. Alternatively, discard to gain 1 wrath and draw a new card.
Okay. So that's where we're at. You would like to go find some more equipment. Atomic, is this correct? You're going to go scrounge?
Yeah, I want to find us some more heavy weapons.
So I'm thinking that's like either a wealth thing or
Influence.
influence. Okay. Who are you going to in order to get this equipment?
Let's see.
You just go to a Munitorium depot? Do you know somebody?
An armory, maybe. I don't maybe necessarily know somebody, but I'm hoping, if the Astartes walks up and be like, hey, I need a weapon. And, they might be able to influence somebody to find something because he's taking a look around and he's like, we're kind of light in the anti-vehicle capacity here.
I
It's
feel
gonna
like
just somebody can find.
Okay, so influence test to acquire an item. The difficulty number is the rarity of the item or service that you wish to acquire.
Okay.
What kind of item or rarity are you looking for?
Let's see. James,
I love it when
help
when
me
the-
real quick. If James, you know this stuff back and forth. I'm looking for a missile launcher.
Okay, so when the Inquisitor says, "Go find this document," and you say, not much anti-tank in this group. But
Well, I mean, among the four of us, like we've all got basic whatever.
okay, so missile launcher is a difficulty 4 common. So that's a difficulty 4 influence test.
So you match at least one of the keywords.
I feel like I should be the one that be looking for this.
I mean, if I can bring it up to you, and that's very possible.
Granted, I only have like one more influence than you have, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but this is something he wants to do as his
Yeah.
character. So maybe this is what he wants to commit to.
Yeah. and I'd be
Okay.
doing something else.
You may spend wealth, or sorry, you may spend assets or permanently reduce your wealth to affect the outcome of this test. Would you like to do so?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. How much wealth would you like to spend?
Let's see. What's the base roll I'm looking at?
I think James, you said it was uncommon or
Difficulty.
rare.
Yeah, it's common, so it's difficulty 4 total.
Okay.
4 total. I'll use both. Why not? I'll burn 2.
Run me through this. I thought that the base difficulty was 3, and if it's common, it's a +0.
No, the base difficulty is equal to the cost of the item, which is 4 for a missile launcher.
Ah, okay. That is.
I understand it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
GMs
But just-
take into account the rating of the rarity of the item. Okay, all right. I'm
So
getting
do-
there. I'm slowly getting there. All right, how much wealth would you like to spend?
2.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Going for broke.
Well, I
Really?
mean,
Fair,
he's
fair, man.
very much a better to have and not need it than to need it not have it kind of guy.
So you automatically gain 2 icons towards this test. So that's 2 successes.
Okay.
Roll your dice and
So I'm rolling.
influence number of dice.
Okay. So I'm rolling 3, and then I've automatically got +2.
And you'll need the wrath die in there somewhere. That's
see.
the red one.
Yeah. Okay. I can see it. All right. Cool. Come on, Bobby.
That's 2 successes, but a 1. With the 2 wealth that you've bought, you do successfully acquire this.
Nice. Okay.
But your wealth reduces by another 1
Okay.
as the
So
complication
-1.
happens. So you go to a local armory, and the guard is absolutely willing to help you out, sir. You're a big guy, aren't you? But the guy keeps talking to you, and then first one rattling sergeant, then a second rattling sergeant comes over, and at some point you're just handing bribes out left and right, but there in your hands is this beautiful missile launcher that seems only moderately used.
Sounds good to me.
So I believe it comes with 2 I think all weapons come with 2 or 3 ammunition reload.
Yeah, 2 normally.
Yeah, I
Yep.
believe so.
So yeah, they hand you over a couple missiles as well.
Nice. Okay.
Eshairr, did you want to try anything? Talk to any faction leaders, or maybe acquire some more weaponry?
So I'm going to reach out to the Autarch, just mainly not so much looking for further direction, but simply to say this is what I'm doing, if they have further actions to give.
Okay. You call up, I believe her name is Captain Tanya Sarona. Let me know if I've butchered that.
No, that's... I random name generator gave it to me, so I had no way of determining the right way to say it. So the way you said it is the way it's said.
So the bottom of the screen is translating everything we say into Gothic, but of course the two of you are not speaking Gothic over this communicator, and you're not using one of the Inquisitor's communicator, you're using your personal vox. When you answer, she doesn't call you Eshairr, she says Alicia.
Ortak.
What can the Eternal Dancer do to help you today?
Simply pass on to the Farseer that the Human Inquisitor has given us a task to recover some document relevant to his interests. I'm not sure how this relates to the greater goal, but that is what it is so far.
I would remind you that the Farseer himself has sent you on this particular trip, excursion, and that we all serve at his pleasure. Everything that we do is for the craft world, and the Farseer sees our fate.
We all serve the skeins of fate.
To that end, Farseer Etrian has left a message with me for you.
Go
If
ahead.
you are prepared, you will be tested.
I stand ready for any such test.
Our warlock conclaves aboard the Eternal Dancer wish to examine your knowledge of psyker powers. When you're ready, you will speak with them, and should you impress them with your knowledge, the conclave may release additional agents into combat when we and the Eternal Dancer support your Inquisitor.
Very well. This has the Farseer written all over it, but very well.
The Farseer has seen all of our paths. It is not for us to question.
Right, I'll take my leave then.
Alicia, before you go,
Yes, Ortak?
how are you doing among the Monkey?
It is difficult. Not so much their culture, but simply the way that they respond to my presence is discomforting. I imagine it will pass in time. Well, it won't pass, but the discomfort will.
Why have you chosen such a unusual name to move among them with?
It's a reminder of my place, and it will, I guess, help with the with the acceptance of why I'm here.
No matter what path you walk, we were once and are always friends. Your path is not that which leads away from the craft world.
I will admit it was good to hear that you and your crew would be nearby while I was on this mission. I wasn't sure. It's been some time, but yeah, we should talk further when we're not casting.
Very well. We are seeking out more information on the webways here. But when you need us, call and we will answer.
And the same if I can lend any assistance.
We'll let you know if we need you. Eternal Dancer out. Bloop. So as the three of you return to outside the Inquisitor's chamber, Lycus, having finished his conversation, comes out as well. I guess Kalrak comes back with a missile launcher. It looks tiny in his hands. It's a big missile launcher, but compared to him, it kind of looks like a stick.
Oh, did you find a giant map?
Just gonna be like, is it supposed to mean something?
You got a big stick. It looks like something you would put a map in. Is that a rocket launcher?
It's indeed a missile launcher.
Oh. Well,
Can never be too prepared. Can never be too prepared.
true. Anyway, first, I have some business to do with to speak with some Adeptus Sororitas and what was the other? The Ministorum. It seems that they have some lacking of faith in our Emperor, so I should need to go see about that immediately. After that, we'll be going to go find these documents that need to be procured for us or from us.
Should we join you, Acolyte?
You can if you would like.
Is the alternative to stay here?
That or could figure out that what else that we need. Apparently we need rocket launchers. I was not aware. I don't know if there's any other business that they spoke with your superiors about that they require.
Yes, I have to go see a man about a tank.
Of course.
Getting the idea that that's just totally normal around these parts.
Kalrak is looking over this launcher, making sure everything is in good order. As soon as he mentions the tank, he's like, "What?" He perks up and he's like, "Heard something about it."
What kind of tank is this?
Lehman Russ.
Added God issue.
That'd be very useful to us.
Granted, it's not a rocket launcher, but
no, but it could come in use later in case we fight things that one rocket launcher cannot help us with. I'd say other tanks probably.
well, if one's not good enough, two must be better.
I like the way this man thinks.
Oh my God, what?
Excellent. Yes. Go see about that tank and maybe, I don't know, see about, I don't know, what other weapons that you all may wish to procure for yourselves.
I'm not used to this world, but traveling into these vaults is the sort of expedition would require armor and a counter to armor.
No, but I believe we are just procuring resources where we can, so that way we are prepared for the future.
He's
As we
gonna,
do this
go ahead.
Preferably, we'd like to do this as incognito as possible, but
You have a fully armored space marine with a
I'm not in
missile
power.
tube.
I'm not in power armor. I can be
Okay.
stealthy.
All
I
right.
like just turn and look up at him. Subtlety.
You may want to leave that support weapon in your quarters for now until we seem to be needing it, or in case things need to become more overt.
Well,
Just because I'm carrying it doesn't mean I have to use it.
if we need it, it won't do very much good sitting in a person's bunk.
It also fires frag.
Of course.
It's anti-personnel. I mean, that could be useful, and if we need it. If we need an oh shit button, we have one.
Okay. I can't remember your name, Sid. What's your character's name? This is bad.
Antipho Renatus.
Antipho.
Antipho, go try to procure the tank that you were told to go see about. Have our big friend go with you, so that way he's not going out in public with the rocket launcher.
You think anybody's going to question if Stardy's walking around with a missile launcher?
I don't know. Would they? I would.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you're not, the common citizenry or soldiery of the Imperium.
Don't worry, you can bring the rocket launcher.
Better he has it than someone else does.
It's true. There are a bunch of rattlings around. I don't trust them. Better I have it than they do.
That callback.
Is that where you got your rocket launcher?
They were milling around the armory. Shifty little bastards.
They probably found it somewhere.
How much money did you spend on that rocket launcher anyway?
Does it matter? You're talking to somebody who really doesn't have a good concept of what wealth is.
You know what? I forgot who I was talking about too. Anyway.
Money. The Emperor didn't make money.
Well, I mean, he got sniped up by the chapter at like 11, 12 years old, and he's always been with him, so he never learned what the concept of money is.
Granddad will cover us.
Papa Tech Marine just handed me a bolter one day and said, "Go have fun, Timmy."
Acolyte, I would either
Go ahead.
I would either join you, or I would take some time to investigate what I can about these data vaults.
That could be
Yes.
advantageous.
Go ahead and do that. Investigate the data vaults as much as you can.
Okay, so which group are we following first? Team Lehman Russ or Team Investigate the Data Vaults?
Let's roll a die for it.
Oh boy, this is the most Pondo thing possible, where he's like, let's roll a die. I
Just don't
can't
let
make a
Sid-
decision.
don't-
I'll
don't
let
let
random
Sid
fate
roll.
decide.
Mess it up.
Why would you?
Well,
You know what?
once-
Sid has been rolling pretty good
because Sid
lately.
has the worst luck with D6s.
That is not true. It's just that Sid only rolls bad when the roll matters a lot.
Yeah.
It's true. I do a lot
one
better
through-
with D20s.
1 through 3 is data vaults. 4 through 6 is Lehman Russ. Data vaults.
Okay. Is anyone going with Eshairr on the data vault investigation?
I am not.
The Outcast Ranger goes alone. Eshairr, are you looking for information about the Mon K data vaults on this planet? Are you going to talk to somebody? Or are you literally just heading down, trying to find tertiary data vault Hoplon?
Probably going down a degree, because not much point in asking around the upper levels of this area. There might be some less official lines that may not care so much about dealing with a person who covers their face. Yeah, it's more about just looking for less reputable sources of information that might know more about where we're looking to go, what we might face.
So what are we talking about here? Are you looking with down in the hive? So just to be clear, this world isn't a hive world, but the capital city is a hive city.
Okay.
It's got several layers down. The bottom layers have no sunlight. The top layers, only the noble spires have sunlight. The rest of the planet is relatively Earth normal, but the capital is a disaster. Are you going to administratum offices on the lower levels? Are you going to talk to the scum or the gangers or the abhumans? What's your? Are you just going to wander around, try to pick up some?
More the latter. I think that if I could determine through just checking with consoles about whereabouts in the hive the overall vaults are, and then go nearer to that area and ask around the less reputable sources.
Okay. Feel like maybe this could be some form of survival check, unless you've got another particular skill that you want to throw up in front of me.
I was looking to. I mean, survival's better, but I was looking towards investigation when I was thinking about it originally.
I could see investigation, sure. You slip through Monkey society fairly easily. You do get some second and third glances, but no one has called you a Xenos. You don't see anyone making a beeline to the nearest Vox or Arbite. You get only cursory glances, and perhaps it's just because of your striking appearance. Certainly no one is shouting, orc. So let's put this roll together. Difficulty is going to be 3.
Okay, so it's going to be 6 for investigation. Sorry, Arthur, there was a wrath token on my sheet when you passed it over. Was that supposed to be there, or was that?
No, I think somebody just put it there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 3.
Wow.
That is 0 successes. I'm going to spend a wrath point on this one.
All right,
I know
so
I fucked
wrath
the first
points
roll.
for you will allow you to re-roll all failures, correct?
Yep. I lost my dice.
They're on the floor. In here.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't, or I don't know where your dice went, actually. I thought they went on the floor.
That's right. I think I just accidentally deleted them because I had it selected when I deleted the wrath token. Oh, tabletop simulator.
We just got dice everywhere now.
All right, so I'm just going to re-roll all failed rolls, which is all of them.
So as long as you don't have a 1 on your...
No, there wasn't one. There wasn't a complication, and
you
so
can
that's
still
a fail.
re-roll the wrath die, correct?
Yep, that's still a fail, even because you've difficulty 3. So only 2 there.
Yeah, your ability to adapt to Monkey culture is awkward. You're kind of like a teenager here. You wander around. You do not fit in with the scum of society. The gangers won't give you the time of day. They see you coming and they disappear. Drugs vanish. Guns vanish. People see you as a threat.
I'd like to remind you that my window into society is an illustrated children's book of Imperial history.
I remember. It's your trinket, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Your ability to communicate you speak Gothic, but you don't speak Gothic.
Yeah, I've spent enough points to do it even without an accent, but still, it doesn't help the cultural changes.
You don't fit in around here, and in the Underhive, people know. Let's cut to Team Lehman Roos. You head to the local Munitorium depot, and the Lehman Roos is sitting out in a lot with several other chimeras and flyers of various types. A engine seer is arguing with some sort of adept of the Administratum. Both of them are in full kind of dress uniform, although for the Mechanicus, that's basically just what they normally wear. Mechadendrite, red robes, a breather. There's a lot of occasional blasts of incredibly high-pitched binary cant in between actual words. It hurts. It hurts your ears to just even get near this conversation. Antipho, Lycus, Kalrak, what's the plan going forward?
I thought I was going to the.
Oh right, you're going to Torture Central, right? Yeah. My bad.
I just point. Excuse me. I believe that's supposed to be my tank.
Wow, that is the most Sid Alpha thing you could do. Yeah. Are you there, Kalrak?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Do you speak binary? You could spend a build point if you want to.
No, I don't have any spare build.
Okay, then it is a blast of incoherent binary. It lasts more than a second, so you're pretty sure that there were several paragraphs of expletives included in it.
That's a lot of data. I mean, I've been around the Iron Fathers enough to know what's going on with that.
So the tech priest defensively moves to place himself between you and the tank.
I will walk up behind my Scion comrade here.
So the Administratum employee is just slapping a clipboard and saying, "Now, see here, I'm afraid I don't know who you are, but this tank definitely does not belong to you. Now, there's been a paperwork issue that we're trying to resolve, but it's pretty low on our list. I can get you added to the official complaint if you'll give me your citizenship ID number and your stated business for being here, and in about 2 years, we'll be able to get back to you."
Yes, I'm here to make sure and clear up the paperwork issue because...
Understood. In about 2 years, we'll clear that up for you.
2 years is an unacceptable time frame. I'm sure you can understand that.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's the facts.
Okay, well, this tank right here, it belongs to the Departamento Munitorium and not to you. So, looks like right here.
Sure
my uniform says that this is our tank.
I'm sure that we can come to some form of
What did your commanding officer say to you again about the situation with this?
Arthur, what did he say again?
There's a 3-way block between the Munitorium, the Adeptus Administratum, and the Adeptus Mechanicus. He's not clear why the paperwork's being held up. He just wants you to get it done.
All right. I want to approach one of the. Is there any of these tech priests that is bigger?
Just one tech priest.
Just
one tech priest and one Administratum in play.
I want to approach the tech priest, and I'm going to try and get him to use his flesh speak, even though he probably doesn't want to do it.
I am Engine Seer now, Bert. Why do you approach me, Astarte?
I will make him the the cog mechanicus. Greetings, brother. We require this vehicle to purge the enemies, to purge the heretic, mutant, and the traitor.
This tank belongs to the Omnisire.
Of course it does, and blessed be his machine spirit.
Blessed be his machine spirit, and all machine spirits.
Surely the machine spirit of the vehicle wants to crush the enemies of the Imperium and the Adeptus Mechanicus instead of sitting here blocked by mere paperwork.
Indeed.
Surely it yearns for battle.
Yes.
This mortal, and I'm not even trying to, I'm pointing to the Munitorum, whatever. This mortal is doing nothing but standing in the way. This is a machine of war, and the Omnisire would have it be so.
Everything you say agrees with my side of this conversation, and I find your wisdom doing you credit.
What do you require in order to get this situation resolved? What is this mortal doing to impede your progress?
His paperwork is out of order, and his Voxcaster is upset and angry with him.
So he's incompetent as well as foolish.
You could see him. He turns away from talking to Antipho, and he's just like, I don't want to interrupt your conversation.
I'm just going to turn over and
hear
give him a
you.
dead
I'm
stare.
standing right here.
I'm not talking to you, mortal. I'm addressing the brother of Mechanicus.
Okay, all right. Now, let me see here. Your name is Antipho. Can you spell that in both low and high Gothic?
My name is Kalrak Malkos.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you.
Silence!
So back to your
Continue,
conversation while the two of you talk.
Iron Hands don't fuck around, dude.
Brother, I do not recognize you. Are you one of these new Iron Hand scouts that arrived recently?
Indeed, you might be aware of the tragic loss of the Thunderhawk due to enemy fire. The crash in the hangar, that was unfortunately me. We managed to
several
save...
years ago. It is
Indeed
good
it was.
to see that you have survived to serve the Omnisire.
Indeed it is. The Omnisire has blessed me with replacement limbs. It's allowed me to continue my service.
May I examine your legs?
Sure.
So he just kind of squats down and a little servo skull comes around and just kind of starts, you can hear it whirring and clicking. It might be taking pictures of your butt.
Buns of steel, man. Buns of steel.
I find this work to be...
It's A-N-T.
I find the work to be done upon you to be of an acceptable level.
Indeed. The Tech Marines and the Iron Father did quite a job preparing me after that. You should have seen me beforehand. The flesh is weak.
Indeed.
Praise the Omnisire.
If you want this guy to release his claim, which is one of the two claims you need before you can get it, I will let you make a persuasion test here.
Okay.
If you can achieve a shift on this and get an exalted icon, this guy will agree to become your Engine Seer teacher. So as you know, you have displayed a particular interest in becoming at some point a Tech Marine, yes?
Yep.
You can't make the trip back to Earth. Obviously, contact with Earth is cut off, but until then, you need someone to teach you. If you can get a shift, this guy will agree to do that for you.
Okay, let's see what happens. So I'm rolling. I'm rolling 3+. Can I spend a wrath?
Gain 1 die. No. You would need to spend
You
a
can use glory before the fact.
Yes.
Okay.
We've got none though.
Okay.
Well, several of you could make glory specifically for this test, but that would be a dangerous game.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to do what I can.
Yeah, I mean, 3 dice is not a huge amount.
Yeah.
You need
what?
to roll 1 less die.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
because the rat die is included in
Yeah,
that.
you're right. You're right. Okay. Let's see what happens.
Well, you got a shift and you got a success.
Nice.
Unfortunately, you can't use the shift because the 3 is what you needed for success.
What is?
You could
What
try to
happens if you get a
re-roll and aim for another shift. You would have to turn that 1 into a 6. Oops, my bad.
Perhaps isn't a critical success? You get a 6 on a glory die.
Yeah, I think that's only in combat. But let's jump to James.
You still need to be able to shift it to be able to use a critical
Oh, that's
success.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he needs 3 successes, which is what he has. Sorry, the folks at home probably have no idea what we're talking about. In order to get successes, a 1, 2, and 3 is a failure. A 4 and 5 is a single success, and a 6 is a double success called Exalted Icon. So you can see here with a 1, 4, and that Fleur de Lis is a 6. He has 3 successes, but he needed 3 successes, so he has nothing that he can throw out. You can make the, if you want to spin a wrath, you can try to make the incredible roll of turning that 1 into another 6. I'd say you have about a 1 in 6 chance of doing this offhand.
I mean,
You have succeeded.
it
You
is
have
a
succeeded.
Lehman Russ. It
And
is a
this
Lehman
this
Russ.
can't make you fail.
Here's a question: what is this Lehman Russ armed with? What's on the turret?
It hasn't been armed yet.
Or hasn't been armed? Okay.
Hasn't been
well,
armed.
This you just want to get the
yeah. You know what?
the raise.
Screw it. Oh, I didn't mean to chuck that. Yeah, no,
I don't know what you checked, but
I chucked a wrath. I chucked a wrath.
all right,
did.
that's fine. I'll take it back. That's mine now. Okay, make that 1d6.
Do let me do a little. Got to get a little.
You gotta get that Omnisci, man. Look,
Sacred unguent going.
Chad is giving you some sacred unguents right now. I'm sure someone on YouTube is watching this and is lighting a
All right,
huge
let's see what
blaze.
happens. Come on.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Incredible.
Praise the Omnissiah.
Incredible.
Praise the Omnissiah.
Wow. Yeah. So he hands over some paperwork that releases the Administratum tank to the Tempestus Scions. Just to be clear, this is only half of the job that you need to do. But he says, I like the way that you speak. You are logical, precise. You would do well to begin interfacing with the Mechanicus. Several Iron Hands have been lacking in their equipment, and they require not only a master of forge on planet, but some measure of tech marines.
Yes, the lack of an Iron Father has been causing us quite a number of problems recently. Unfortunately, we're cut off from our supply lines and do not have access to one.
This is my Vox line.
I got the tech priest digits.
Exchange your Vox with me. I will contact you periodically in order to begin your lessons. The litanies and rituals that you will need in order to begin your training are innumerable, but they must be completed in precise and arcane order.
The number required is irrelevant. I will complete the task required. All glory to the Omnissiah. All glory to the machine god.
Omnissiah. All glory to the machine god.
All right, cool. I will.
So meanwhile,
I'll give him the cog and I'll return. Whatever we're doing here.
Renatus, while they get chummy in the corner, this guy is just like, is Antipho with an F or a PH?
PH. Look, there's got to be some way to be able to release the claim on this vehicle. So
I don't disagree with you. As I've mentioned, that method is to attend a supplementary hearing before the committee hearing in 2 years.
Who all has a claim on this tank currently?
Well, according to this paperwork here, and I've just been voxed a copy, the Mechanicus just released their claim. That's unusual. Okay, well, this tank technically belongs to the Emperor, of course, and
Naturally.
According to this Administratum paperwork, we need to complete a full and thorough inspection of it, and then, there's several other procedures that need to be followed according to our bureaucracy.
Such as?
Well, I don't know that I'm at liberty to share that with you, but well, here. And he just like
Who did
reaches
they release
reaches
the claim?
into a travel sack beside him and pulls out like a 400-page document. And he's like, this should cover all of the... I keep one of these around just in case anyone asks. This is just for this tank.
Who else has a claim on this besides
Look, I've color-coded it.
I'm sure you did a magnificent
It's just
job of
us.
that.
We have the claim on it right now. As I said, we need to complete the paperwork.
Who did they release who did the Mechanicus release the claim to?
To the Tempestus Scions, who will probably be the eventual owners of this tank.
And that would be me.
You do appear to be a Tempestus Scion, yes.
Yes. So let's see what we can do about skipping past all of this unfortunate mundanity. So
Are you offering to bribe me?
Yes.
So he gets on his Vox and he's just like, Arbites, yes, I would like to report a serious crime. He starts giving your general physical description and your name and citizen. I
shut down his Vox.
Okay. He's like, excuse me, sir, I was using that Vox.
Yes, I'm sure you were. There's no need for that. And look, I need this tank.
You're a criminal, okay? Bribing a member of the Adeptus Administratum.
I look at my compatriot. Can I just shoot him?
If he keeps running his mouth, I might do it for you.
My head slowly turns back to look at him.
Are you trying to intimidate him?
Yes.
Okay, let's make an intimidation check. It happens to be a skill.
Oh, I can't. I don't have intimidation.
Well,
No,
you do have intimidation.
Look on the total thing on the right.
It's
You
still
just might not
3.
have any bonuses to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
willpower.
So none of these guys have a Inquisitorial Rosette chat. They're agents, not Inquisitors.
They're missing me, essentially.
Yeah.
Even your Rosette is not
That's fair.
official.
I don't have...
All right. Well,
James,
rolling 6-sided dice. I'm sure this is going to
You need
go
3
well.
successes. That is 1 success.
I'd like to reroll my failures if I could.
Very well. You can
Is there
spend
anything
a
I can
point of glory.
do to assist him being fuck huge and, you know?
I mean, you have a rocket launcher. Sorry, whatever we call it. A missile tube.
No, I have a bolter as well. Yeah, I mean,
James, I'm going to jump to you. I think you can just assist with... Oh, no. Oh, no.
All right, while I'm talking, I pull out my gun and I shoot him.
I
Might wanna
mean,
spin that
we're
other
going to
round.
resolve this complication first, my friend. It goes from
Can
bad to
you not
worse.
spin another wrath to reroll the...
Yeah, I'm
No,
gonna
you
reroll
only
it.
get 1 reroll.
Ah, damn.
James, aiding other players, is it just add 1 die, or I think they have to make a test of some kind?
I just want to remind myself. I couldn't find it in the book either. Yeah, maybe you want to resolve the complication first while I find that again?
No, I'm okay with having him roll an extra die now, and we can figure out the official rule later. We will resolve this complication in just a second, though. The complication will be resolved.
The extra die is a failure.
Yeah, even with that help, you still end up 1 short, and there's a complication. So let me think. Let's go look and see what complications I can use to make your life more difficult.
oh, great.
Complications and outcome.
Now, could he try to reroll it for his wrath that he spent previously?
No, I'll allow that, actually, yes. You rolled just that 1 die.
Okay.
Okay, so it will be a success, but there's still a complication.
You still get arrested later.
I mean, you still get arrested right now.
We're going to have to kill an Arbites, boys.
Just to clarify, when you do a combined action, the assistant people make a regular roll, and if they succeed, you get 1 extra dice, but they can also shift 6s for extra dice as well.
Sorry, so
I have to make a roll. If I succeed, he gets the
1 extra
bonus
dice, but if you get extra 6s, they can become extra dice as well.
We'll do that next time then. For now, Antipho. The guy's just like, okay, all right, look. All right, you seem like you're very official. I'm just gonna sign this off here, and then he like gestures behind you, and you hear a whoop whoop as an Arbite patrol cruiser rolls forward. He hands you the paperwork. You now are officially the owner of one Lehman Roos tank to be outfitted at a later date. But there's two Arbites in carapace armor getting out. They both have shotguns. And one of them, just with a very modulated voice, goes, "Citizen, what's the problem here?"
Yes, he tried to bribe me.
That's a serious crime. That man's name
Yes,
is
I know.
Antipho Renatus.
Yes.
All right, so I want you to make a deception check. You have 5 points in this. You need 4 successes to succeed at this.
Oh my god.
Wow,
You
got 5
5.
successes.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, Sid, because because I can hear you hitting your keyboard. What are you doing to roll all the dice like that? 'Cause
Just pressing R.
it's just R. Okay, because I just keep doing the right click roll thing.
Yeah, no, you can select a bunch of dice and hit R, and they all explode.
Okay, cool. Now I know.
Okay, so just with absolutely casualness, the Arbite and just shoots the guy in front of you. The the engine sear is covered in blood, as is the back of our Eshairr. There's little bits of brain on the tank, and immediately there's a screech of binary cant, and the Arbite is just like, "Just doing our job, citizens."
I'm gonna pick up the dead guy's Vox, and I'm going to bring it to the tech priest. Perhaps you can calm this horribly treated machine spirit by the Omnissiah's will.
So you can see that the Arbites are like doing a fist bump thing, and one of them just goes, "Guilt," and the other one goes, "That's right, guilt."
Yes, this man clearly conspired against all of us. Standing in the way of the Emperor's justice is unacceptable.
Yeah, so they're climbing back into their patrol cruiser, and one of them turns to look at the three of you and goes, "Don't do illegal drugs."
This guy just try in DARE fucking Tempestus, Scion, a space marine, and a tech priest.
He throws a shotgun in the back of the seat, and both of them get inside the cruiser and just whoop whoop, shh, cruise away.
I will immediately help the tech priest clean the viscera off of the side.
It's gonna be a while.
I got nothing better to do.
Okay.
I'm showing him how much I revere its machine spirit. I'm helping the tech priest in his performance duties.
So, let's cut to you, Lycus. You arrive at what amounts for a prison for heretics. Specifically heretics against the faith. So it's very stone and mortar. Technology is barely evident here. It's a dungeon, essentially, with cells. And not prison cells, like monastic cells.
Yeah.
You are led to the penitent wing, where there are 4 heretics and fallen ministorum and sororitas. 3 of them are calling out their guilt. They say, "Oh, we have repented. Please, you are the one who has come to save us. Acolyte, please, anything. I will do anything to get out of this cell." The 4th one sits in his cell and says nothing and faces away from the door. The priest who has led you here has been silent and says nothing. He leaves you with a brazier of smoking incense and walks away.
Thank you. Do the ones that are calling out their repentance, are they actually genuine, or?
So they are banging on their doors. There's just a little hole with bars through which you can see their faces. I mean, how do you determine whether they are repentant or not? I feel like it would be an insight check.
What would be an insight check here? Oh, I guess there's legitimate insight. Okay.
Yes.
Where's my thing?
Your insight is a 6 because you have really good fellowship.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at talking to people. Swoosh, flame noises. That looks like 1 success.
I'm gonna spin a wrath.
Oh man, I'm eating all of your guys' wrath.
Yeah.
Crazy good. That's 3 successes. The 3 of them appear to be, if not fully penitent, then at the very least they are simply trying to escape the eventual fate that awaits them. Their fear, you believe, is not that of someone... Sorry, their faith is not that of someone who is genuinely repentant, but one who repents their action insofar as, oh shit, this is about to happen to me. The 4th one, who has his back facing away from you, you're not clear on. You don't have enough successes to read him.
I think Lycus will kind of turn his head towards specifically the one that has his back turned. Like, what is your feelings of the situation that you're in?
So he stands slowly in the dirty, now grimy rags of a Ministorum priest, and he turns towards you calmly and says, "Please, sir, I have done nothing. These others were there. I was there when they were captured for their heresy. I have a family. I have served the Emperor faithfully from birth until now. And then he starts, a little tear in his eye. I have done nothing. I do not venerate chaos. I abhor it. I do not speak blasphemy. I denounce it. I am no heretic."
And how did you get lumped up with the rest of these lot?
We were in a consultation when an Inquisition team picked us up. I was merely in the same room as them, speaking with them, and yet an Inquisitor has declared me guilty of filthy taint and heresy simply because I have associated with them. Are you then the end result of my fate? Will you be the one to decide?
I'm here to determine your faith in our Emperor.
My faith is pure and unlimited. I only ask, if you are to doom me, that you do not, in so doing, doom my children and my family, for they will serve the Emperor in my stead.
Can I try an insight again?
I'll allow it, but this is the last time.
That's fair.
You've had more time to speak with him. He's still a tough nut to crack. I'm going to give you a 4 on this. Yikes, my dude. That's 1 success and a lot of failures. I've seen that before in Burning Wheel. It's painful to watch.
I'm just gonna burn a wrath.
Wow, another wrath. Holy cow. Okay. Let me get all your wrath before this is done. Well,
oh my god.
complication and a and a 5. So let me just see here real quick about some.
I like those dice. Those dice suck.
I'm just looking up the rules on corruption.
It's gonna be a yikes.
When to make a corruption test. Okay. Oh, this is a corruption. When to make a corruption test. All right. While you're talking to him, you can't get a read on him. And that's when, behind you, you hear someone slamming at the door to their cell. You turn around and the sister has ripped off the left sleeve of her robe, and you can see there runes of chaos and the horrifying name of Khorne. I need you to make a corruption test.
Creamed, candied, or canned?
Wow.
Flakes, actually.
What do I need to roll?
It is conviction.
4. Okay.
It should be ballistic skill because you need to blam.
So this is difficulty 1.
Okay.
It's your first time seeing a chaos cultist in flesh. You can shift that 6.
I'm going to shift to 6 to blam the sororitas.
Okay, so you see her begin babbling, but before she can get any weird, warpy chaos heretic stuff around, what gun do you have?
I have a bolt pistol.
Okay, you just dead center. She's gone.
Huh.
Do you get glory on a out of combat shift? James?
Oh.
If you haven't had to use it to actually trigger something, then yeah, you can.
Did not need it. Yeah, okay. Congratulations. The group has glory now. Unless you'd like to use it to get something additional out of the situation.
More information, better quality, or faster.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see the one roll. Actually, I would like to shift it to see if I can see how the others react. The others reacted to the whole Khorne thing.
In slow motion, you turn and look around. The other two, you notice, have begun making some signs of defense against this. Like, oh no, like you started shooting people. But the man who stood, the man who with the family, who was not particularly big for his life, is chanting a litany of the Emperor, asking the Emperor to protect him from the darkness that has come to surround him.
You seem to be well held on your head.
I am a Ministorum priest of the Emperor. I speak his words. I am prepared to deliver his faith where it is needed, even on the battlefield, even in a prison.
Have you been speaking to your cellmates here, just trying to spread the word?
No,
Help these people in their repentance?
they are not repentant. They are
I can
heretics.
tell. And wasn't there other sororitas that's here?
Yes, there's a second sororitas.
What was her reaction to all this?
Defense. She doesn't want to be shot by you.
Okay. That's fair.
Kill everyone but him.
That's what I'm thinking. I will set you free. You seem to be not afflicted by these words of chaos that's been going around. As for your other cellmates, I will commence their judgment soon.
You speak truly. I have freedom.
Indeed.
Do you open the door before him?
I'm going to shoot the other 3.
Well, there's only 2 left.
Oh,
You're just going to shoot them?
yeah, I'm just going to shoot them.
All right. Yeah. They're in an enclosed space, and you have some pretty high weaponry.
And I'll open the door. I was like, yes, you are free. I only ask that you help me serve on my side when I need it while I'm here.
Very well. I have no regrets. If I am to serve the Emperor through you, then I will do so.
I'll give you my information, and you can give me yours, and I can call upon you. If
They have taken my Vox, but I have the number memorized.
I'll see if I can get your Vox back for you.
Let us go together then. Thank you. Whom might I call my savior?
I am Lycus.
Thank you, Lycus.
And what is your name, sir?
My name is Talbot. Minister Talbot.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.
Is the Sororitas like repentant as well, as repentant, quote unquote?
I mean, you just shot her, so she's
okay.
as repentant as a corpse can be.
Never mind.
That's pretty repentant.
In death, the Emperor will still require service. She's joined the Legion of the Damned for no apparent reason. Look at all these resubs all of a sudden.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Also, I saw that Atomic Spoon. You were low-key resubbing.
You guys were talking. It wasn't just
I know. All right, I just love that Pondo is sent in there. The Inquisitor's just like, come back with some penitent engines. And Pondo's just like, they're all dead, and now I have a priest. Am I right now?
I mean, I would have done the same thing.
I'd rather have one I can trust than others that could be corrupted.
Pondo's like, sure, I could have a battle mech made out of a person, or I could just have a person.
Yeah, it's a bit different though. Like, she was already corrupted. I mean,
he's an HQ unit. That's why.
She's not. You're not going to make a penitent engine out of her. She's already too far gone.
He laid down justice. Is there anything else you all want to do, or do the four of you come together somewhere? Is there someplace?
Pop out of the tank with a big, huge.
That tank does not belong to you. The tank belongs to your Scion Brotherhood.
But
I still drive it over there though.
Well, it probably doesn't fit.
You take it off the lot. It just lost a quarter of its value. Okay, do you know how many throne guilds that is?
You gotta kick the tires. You gotta take it for a spin around the block.
You drop it off with.
I almost got killed for this thing.
Tempestus Prime Gurren Kinshal, and he's just like, "Oh, I didn't know that you're gonna get that done so soon." And he like hops into the front of the tank and starts making slashing. He's like, "Yeah, okay. I gotta tell you, doing it in the open air does not feel as good. You really just gotta have a tank around you. That kind of cramped feeling, the smell.
It's a shame my sword's on the other side of the room, or else I'd do it."
You have no idea what's happening.
You're
just looking at a Tempestus Prime standing around with the sword, making chopping motions.
Yes, it was an odd experience. There was some binary cant being spoken. Someone attempted a bribe of somebody else. I don't quite.
The Emperor's justice was
meted out as was appropriate. All in all, it was a good day. Good day.
Okay. All right. Well. So he stops for a moment and with his left hand pads the tank and is like, "We'll get some weapons on this, and when your battle retinue heads out with the Inquisitor to do whatever the Inquisitor does, sorry, is he cleared to know about Inquisitors, or do we need to kill him?"
Who's he talking about?
He's pointing to you.
Oh, he's
talking about the Inquisition, but the Inquisition.
I'm gonna like lean over to. Like, is this man an idiot?
Yes.
Noted.
Antipho, do we need to blame this guy?
No. He is a member of my retinue.
Oh, okay. All right. Then he gets back to chopping.
My bolter is bigger than his.
Well, that's because you use a full size one. You get the big boy bolter.
I have a big boy bolter. I don't have a training wheel bolter. I could dual wield these things. Anyway.
Yeah. I feel like this. No, I feel like we got a few more minutes out of this before we go to break, but we'll do break shortly. The four of you gather up. Is there any particular place that you have your meeting?
I mean, assume we have a barracks of some sort that we're allotted with, like a table
so the
right?
Inquisitor's secret fortress monastery is located underneath the governor's palace. But you have free access to go in and out of the governor's palace anytime you want, or commandeer rooms.
Well,
servitors.
assuming there's being an Inquisitorial, whatever, I'm assuming all the rooms are clean, like they're all secure. So you can go into a room, shut the door, say stuff, and nothing gets out.
That's correct.
So we just go to meeting room 01, I guess.
All right.
I mean, unless there's anywhere else, just because people, other people don't need to hear whatever. And
you get in there, and the desk is made out of an incredible cherry. The chairs are all overstuffed. There's a vase with flowers in the middle of the table, a jug of lemonade, and a tray of sandwiches with the crust cut off. It's not like you signed this room out. Someone has just left this stuff here for whoever uses the room next.
I sit down on the edge of the desk and pile up a bunch of sandwiches in my hand, and I'm just just going to town, find some whiskey.
Oh, it tastes so much better than the Nutri-Slurry you're used to in the.
It's not a standard ration queue. I'm gonna pick up a tiny sandwich and sniff it because this is what I'll take a bite, I guess.
Yeah, it's like fried vegetables put into a sandwich. There's no meat or anything, but it tastes fresh.
I just have a tray in my hand that
I mean, that this system has an agri-world in it named Revisio, and that food's not going anywhere. They can't tithe it to anyone, so it seems like the governor just uses the extra food to make sandwiches.
I mean, sure. I mean, it's got to be better than standard issue ration cubes. So
yeah, pretty much anything.
I'll snarf down some sandwiches. A lot of sandwiches.
I'll come in and lock the door. Your people are strange.
The two of them have sandwiches stuffed in their mouth when you say that?
Never mind. I understand why you say that.
They are indeed strange. I don't understand these mortals.
Anyway, what is everybody's progress? What did we get achieved?
We are a tank.
We acquired the Lehman Russ. As per the Tempestus Primus's directives.
I'm sure that went smoothly. No complications or...
No problems at all.
Some bureaucrat tried to bribe me.
The Emperor's Justice has meted out this day. The RBTs fulfilled their role. We acquired the blessings of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Of course. Well, I managed to kill a heretic and some...
Shove another sandwich in my mouth and then hand you one.
I've also recruited the help of Ministorum. And what about you, Miss Eshairr?
Eshairr. The location of the vaults was not made apparent to me. The people of the lower hive seemed to be unused to my presence, and therefore were not willing to talk.
Right. Well,
it's because you're scary.
I'm gonna turn to the Acolyte. Well, you might have to tap into some of your master's contacts to get the information we require.
I will sure try to do that. So we take a small break because I feel like we've been at this for about a couple of hours. Need to.
You should try one of these odd ration cubes. They're all triangles.
No.
Are these cut diagonally?
Yeah.
You should try one of these odd ration triangles.
You mean a sandwich?
Is that what you call this? Yes. Well, a sandwich. Look, man, Iron Hands get standard issue, it's got all the nutrients you need to produce minimum waste, like salt maybe. That's it. So this is a very new experience for him.
Right.
Master Scout. When we find this vault, I understand that your people or your kind are conversant with the nature of your machines. Will we require something to open the vault? A passcode, a key, implement of some type?
That's what the rocket launcher's for.
Rocket launchers in case we encounter any vehicles or large grouped masses of infantry. What we need to open the door is entirely dependent on who built it, how old it is, if anyone's tampered with it. In the meantime, it could be something as simple as a basic mechanical lock to something that we might require the services of an engineer or a tech priest dominus for. Without seeing it or seeing information about it, I cannot cannot make a judgment on that, unfortunately.
Okay.
Lord Acolyte, did the Inquisitor give us a time frame for this acquisition?
I'm trying to remember. I
There
don't
was no
think
time frame.
he did. No, yeah, I didn't think he did.
With the Inquisitor, the time frame is immediately.
Yes, it's
Time frame is yesterday.
no, there was no specified time frame, but generally the time frame is as soon as possible, as in now. After we take a slight break.
Okay, let's take that slight break. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for the second half. Stick around, guys. And when we return, we'll figure out just what is up with this data vault. Yeah. Enjoy the break music. Unless you're on YouTube, in which case, you know, enjoy the ad when the next video comes on.